which he should do first. If he should build his company's network first, or if he should get clientele and then use the clientele to build the company. Hi, my name is Nyangese and I am your host on the Tiny Chair Talk. This week on the talk, I want to talk about something different than what we normally talk about, but it is in line with planning for your 2026 year. So I was talking to my friend the other day. I've actually been very good friends for over 5 years. But before I continue, I just want to note that this information is purely for informational purposes only. It's not educational. I do not have a degree in business administration or any financial course for the matter. I am talking based on experiences, what I have listened to, what I have learned, what I have analyzed, and what I have put my mind to, and what I have done that has come out in this fulfillment. That is the information that I am passing along today. So moving on, I was talking to my friend the other day and he mentioned that he wanted to start a business, which is very applaudable, by the way, in this current economy of Nigeria. Lots of us want to start businesses, and businesses are not the easiest things to do. Entrepreneurship is a lifestyle. It's not just a side hustle. It is a lifestyle. If you're entrepreneurial, it's going to be your life because you're putting your sweat, your money, your time, your energy into something, and you're hoping that it does produce something else for you. So it's a lifestyle. He wants to start a business. It's a service-based business. So it's a service business. He's providing services for people. It's not goods actually. And he wanted to know which he should do first. If he should build his company's network first, or if he should get clientele and then use the clientele to build the company. And this was simply what I told him. I said, you can do both at the same time, because that's what business is about. It's about building your network and increasing your client's network at the same time. Building your network, one end, building your clientele, the other end, but they do come together for the good of the business in the middle. So let me break it down for you. He wants to do a service business, which is a very admirable one, and it's not the easiest one to do. And I told him that if he wants to build a service business and he wants to increase his network first, he'll find it very difficult to increase his network for the business because he doesn't have any clients in the business. So that is basically him using his own money to build his company's network. And it's not even, it can't really be called the company's network because there are no clients in the company. So is it really a company? I don't know. But I did tell him that. And then on the other hand, he wanting to build a very wide clientele to then build a network isn't also the best idea, because if the business does fail, he will have a lot of debts to pay, which could eventually make him bankrupt, not the business, because the business would have, for example, would have crashed, and maybe what is left of it, like the little gains, and well, if it crashed, it means he lost lots of money. So the little that he has left from his personal savings with what he's using to play off his wide number of clientele, and in the end it could make him more poor than when he started out the business. So how does he balance it? Now I explained to him that he can do both at the same time. He can build his net worth while taking on clients, and this was the very simple way that I told him to go about it, that I learned from a financial study. He should start his business by himself, for himself. It's a service business, so he can take the services and test them out on himself first for about a month. He should analyze the business, look at it from his point of view, from his stranger's point of view, but from his stranger's point of view, and from a third party's point of view. If somebody came up to him to advertise the business, what does he have that he can give to what does the person have that he can give to him and convince him to get into the business? So that's what I mean by he should do it for himself, or on himself, for the first month. He should build the business to a point that if somebody comes to advertise it to him, a stranger, for example, comes to advertise his business to him, he'll be interested in that business. That is what I mean by take the first month and do it for yourself. Now, at this point, when he was like a good month in, he has built a reputable, but it's a long one, but a reputable standard for his business. He can then meet one or two people and then talk to them about the business. Yes. And these first two people could be his clients if they eventually agree. So he could meet one or two people. The ideal number is 5 actually, but out of the 5, at least 1 or 2 should be willing to invest in the business or to willing to become clients for the business, that is to pay money into the business. If out of these 5 people nobody wants to make an offer or wants to be a client for the business, you need to go re-strategize your business or re-strategize your advertising plan, because you need to know how to sell the business to people if you want people to buy into the business. Now, when he does the first 5 people, if 2 people come on board, that is a very good number to start with. Actually, he doesn't need to go tell 100 people and then have 50 come on board. That is how businesses fail, actually. So first 2 people, they get on board, and then he works or he provides the service to these first 2 people for a period of about 6 months. I'm saying 6 months because 6 months is a very ideal number when it comes to a time frame. My father used to say that in order to master a thing, you have to do it for at least 2 years. So 6 months isn't a big number of time. 6 months, it feels ideal to start out. So 2 people, 6 months. Now with these 6 months, he writes down his weekly gains, his weekly losses, the lessons he learns per week in providing service to these people. Now mind you, it's no longer his money, it's their money working for him, and he still gets a percentage. So he has brought on clientele and he is building the company's network at the same time. You understand where I'm going? Now, after doing this for about 6 months, yes, he can analyze the 6 months. Mind you, he's been doing weekly analysis, monthly analysis of the business within the 6 months, but at the 6 months point, at the 6 months period, he should stop and do a total analysis of everything that has happened in the 6 months, how much he gained, how much he lost, the lessons he learned, and then at this point he can determine if he wants to bring on more clients, maybe another 5 or another 2 or another 10, or continue with the same 2 and try to grow more or do more with those 2 while aiming for higher, if you understand what I'm trying to say, which you should, because I think it's very self-explanatory. Give or take. Now at this point in the business, he's hit the 6 month mark, he's met all his goals, the business is doing well, he's had some losses but he has made gains to cover those losses, and then he goes and he advertises to, for example, 5 more people. And when he's advertising this time, he can say, oh, I already have 2 clients on board, these are their percentages, these are their gains, these are the losses that we face, but these are the gains that made up for the losses and actually looking very profitable for these people. Are you interested? Of course you'll be interested. So that's like a very ideal business plan for the year 2026. Now why I put this as a plan for 2026 is that 2026 is coming. So if you use December to master a certain skill, in January you can take on your first 2 clients if you feel like you've done enough, and if you've been able to convince them to buy into your business. You can convince your first 2 clients to take a, or your first 5 actually, to take a step on you, take a try on you, to come and put some money and you make them some money. It's a service agreement. Even if it's a good business, I'm not very good with goods, but even if it's a good business, I think there should be a very standardized plan that could work for any type of business. So you tell them, they come in January. So maybe you get your 3 or your 5 or 2, whatever number it may be, and then you do it for 6 months. Now your 6 month mark is June. So in June, you reanalyze, you strategize, you say, oh, okay, I'm 6 months into the year, also 6 months into this business, and and it's worked this way and it's worked that way, and I think it's to be a very good thing to continue even for more years to come. And then you take on your other 2, you do to December, and now your official year, which is the year you close your accounts and your year for the business, is probably December, because that is according to the timeline a year into the business. And you keep on doing this year in, year out, your business is going to grow. Now when I say making a business, I don't necessarily mean just quit your day job. That's foolish. Grow your business while you're doing your day job until you get to a point where you no longer need the day job and the business is paying you more than what the day job was paying you. That's a very important point to note when starting a business. Starting a business doesn't mean that you have to quit your day job and then go all in with everything. You can still be doing your day job at the side. Okay, no. Yes. you can still be doing a day job at the side. Just remember that the business is the side hustle, and you need to still be committed to the day job because it's there. It's what's bringing the money that is running the business until you get a substantial number of clients to build the company's net worth to what you want it to be. So that is my take on building networks and having clientele in business. This is a very good plan for FY26. That is the year 2026 that's coming if you want to start a business. If you want more tips or more notes on how to go about this, you can mail me and I'll be very glad to answer. So this is the end of the talk today. I hope you had a wonderful time. I will see you next time. And remember, it is the Tiny Chair Talk with AC. Have a good week.